So that's my first time watching an Asmongold video.
Was leaving Twitch.
This is about
and going
Pokimane
YouTube.
leaving.
Twitch is regressing. I want to say that I don't think that Twitch is regressing at
I don't
all.
think it's
Twitch
either.
Is fine.
There was a point in my life where I assumed everybody was older than me. Get into an Uber, the driver's probably older. Start a new job, my coworkers are probably older. And if I watch the NFL and I see a quarterback on my damn TV, he's probably older.
Really? You just assume... Wait. Why do people even assume that someone is older than them? I just don't assume anything. I'm just polite to anyone and that's it. I don't think about their age.
Those times...
I like Asmon's react to that.
Changed. Patrick Mahomes is literally younger than me. And I realized it's also changed at my current job as a live streamer. I'm one of the people who have been here longer, one of the older people. And I feel like people aren't appreciating.
Imagine how this makes me feel.
Imagine how that makes me feel as a vampire. Excuse you? I'm just saying. I also like
that fact. The live.
I know how Asmon grew his career and his channel, man. I was there. I know his WoW videos. I'm like, I know his paws. Does that make me a stalker?
Live streaming landscape has changed a lot. I even just wanted to check, so I looked.
Doc never is allowed to. Doc cannot quit. He cannot quit, bro.
Were the biggest live streamers in the world as speaking live streamers 4 years ago, January 2020.
To be fair, Summit's like
a lot of names here that are mostly my age or older.
Yeah,
This is about my age.
XQC's, the lyrics.
Yep.
Now there's some familiar names there, like Tyler and XQC still.
Yeah, there are a couple of them.
The Jinxies, the Quesos, the Kai.
I don't know who Jinxies are.
By the way. This is super good.
I agree.
And I'm so happy for this. I'm so happy that there's a new generation of guys that are coming up, that are having fun, that are farming, doing the same shit that we used to do 10 years ago.
Like, I completely agree. Like, I feel, before we let him continue, I feel like it's a thing where you feel old. You feel like you're not really doing the same thing, or like you're done with the grind and you're like, it's time to settle. It's time to like leave it to the young ones. And then you're also like, what the hell is that lingo? I don't understand what they're saying anymore. They're speaking in weird words. Like, who unironically says gyat?
Actually makes me really happy. I know that might sound silly, but I think it's fucking awesome.
It is awesome.
Live streaming at its core is
it kind of shows
game.
Like
and it's
what
changed.
People want.
It's changed so much. And I want to talk about how much it's changed today, speaking through the lens of Poki. Because she tweeted out something cryptic a couple days ago. The end of an era. Twitch has been my home for a decade, ellipsis. And then posted a screenshot of someone downloading the Twitch app, but her face is there because she's basically been the face of Twitch for a long, long time. People thought she might have signed somewhere exclusively. But that didn't exactly happen. She followed up today and she said, let's explore something new together. First YouTube stream tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Attached.
So she doesn't have a contract. I mean, this is kind of obvious, right? I mean, Dan said that Twitch isn't giving out big creator contracts.
Yeah, I mean...
So she probably tried to re-sign with them, or they didn't offer her a re-signing, and so she's streaming somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, for her, it's a good move because it generates PR as well. Like, it's like... It's one of those where, like, you're just moving to a different platform. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's checking it out. Everyone's checking if it's better, if it's worse, how waves are settling. And it's something different. It's like changing the scene. It's good to change things as a creator, even though viewers, don't like it when you change things. They want you to stay the same. They don't want you to change because, like, it's scary. Change is scary. But it's also like, I feel like in Pokimane's case, it's just like potentially it comes across also like not getting a contract, and not wanting to leave on a high note.
Okay.
But she might also just not want to stream anymore.
You probably don't need to. Yeah, they don't need to. Like, they don't need to. And this is the reality, is that Twitch is the best place right now to watch live streams on.
Yeah, it is, hands
according
down.
to the market. Now, in my opinion, I think Twitch has too many ads. And I think the Twitch video player isn't very good. I think the
Twitch has issues, yes, yeah.
But for the users, a lot of users don't interact with chat. Like, they're like 80 to 90% of people, maybe 70, depending on like really engaged chats, but like less than half, you know, on almost any chat, right? Less than half of people actually engage with chat, but I think that almost everyone appreciates chat.
I agree with him on this, but also like there's this culture on Twitch it's completely different than that on YouTube. It's cultivated different. People like spamming emotes, having trends, doing things, being silly. Like there's a constant like growth there that just doesn't exist because YouTube's, well, really bad when it comes to chat stuff. And I noticed that a lot when creators coming from YouTube to Twitch, they also like they don't engage with chat as much. They appreciate chat being there, but it's more like you're watching a video while they're live streaming. You appreciate us? Yes, I really appreciate everyone, especially people that like engage with content, because it gives a sense of like, you know, companionship along the journey. It's opposite of TikTok, where you say his hello username like an NPC. Yeah, like that is so true. On TikTok, you gotta be like super like bam, 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 constantly interacting, constantly doing stuff, constantly engaging with people. Like you can't have a moment's thought. On YouTube, it's like you're watching a video, and on Twitch, it's like where you have a conversation and you actually get to do more things and show more about yourself. Which is why I think Twitch is still like really good for streaming.
So what ends up happening is that you go to YouTube and the chat sucks, and even though you're not really
Twitch is a hangout.
Chat, it doesn't really matter to you, people still care about that. And I think there's a community that exists on Twitch that people, and like, I think this is stupid, by the way. Like, here's, just so you guys know, this is my chat experience. Like, I don't even have any fucking emotes. I don't look at this bullshit. That's fucking stupid.
Excuse you? This is so bad. I asked why. It reminds me of a viewer who would imagine emotes because they didn't know 7TV has an extension and is a thing, so they were just like just imagining whatever emote would come up from like the words, and he was very confused. And Asmongold was like, that's his actual experience. He doesn't care about emotes. One of the biggest creators is like, bruh, the whole reason why I wanted to push my partner sub numbers more is so I can get more emotes. And when 7TV gave us 1,000 emote slots, I was in heaven. Emotes that for me are like what makes Twitch more fun.
So yeah, I mean, just keep that in mind, guys. Like, I don't even spend any time looking at this or any time caring about this at all. So I'm definitely one of the boomers, but also I'm not the only person.
Oh my god,
no
my life is shattered.
Right. To theory guess on what that means, she expanded on her podcast and said she's not signing an exclusive deal. With any platform.
Yeah.
And then she followed up and said Twitch has regressed a bit, and that's why she doesn't want to be exclusive there or put as much energy into just streaming. It's called it messy.
By the way, I think Pokimane is making the right decision. I think this is 100% the right decision for her to make. If I were her, I would do this.
But it's true. We haven't seen these huge exclusive deals, the ones that I used to talk about all the time, like XQC signing a $100 million deal, in a while. In fact, think back to the last YouTube exclusive streamer. Like, who got signed recently? There have been some re-signs.
I think, didn't Valkyrie re-sign? I think Valkyrie re-signed. That's the only one I can think of right
A
off the top of my
couple
head,
of
super
people, I
recently.
think, on YouTube. I
I
don't
got
know
re-signed
about
just a
like
couple months
Twitch
ago,
or stuff.
but the
I
last
think they
person
canceled
who I
most
think
of them,
exclusively signed with YouTube
if not
was
all.
Face Swag
That was
back
a while
in
ago.
September 2022.
Yeah, YouTube's not investing into live streaming.
Yeah.
My expectation is that I don't think YouTube wants live streaming to pop off. Because YouTube, if everybody starts live streaming on YouTube, the deluge of like data and amount of hosting that will require will actually they probably did a cost benefit analysis or something. And they're like, if we have the same ratio of people streaming that Twitch does, we're going to lose like, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars. So I actually think
that is so true. Like, I mean, YouTube did push monetization stuff, made it a bit easier for people to kind of get into it. But also, like, I feel like a lot of people are very intimidated by that as well. Look at him, what's in his chat, lies. No. Like, the chat on screen, like, you can have it so it has emotes because it's a plugin different than the one that you are looking at. But honestly, like, how should I put it? When it comes to like Twitch things and YouTube, we have so many platforms like TikTok. TikTok wants to go on the market. They're trying to be Instagram and YouTube right now, on top of having live streaming, which most people didn't even know that they have live streaming. And YouTube is like known for long form content, and people like that. They like the fact that the platform is long form. And when shorts came, people were very upset about that. They didn't like the fact that suddenly YouTube is now a short thing and you don't like search for people. So again, change is scary. Will they actually go and invest into YouTube? I don't know. Like into YouTube live streaming?
I think that YouTube probably doesn't want people to live stream in a lot of cases, especially not random people. Now, maybe I'm just totally wrong about that, but like, I think it's a factor.
It's a long time ago. And Twitch hasn't been doing a lot of exclusive signings either. In fact, they're trying to do the opposite. Dan Clancy, the CEO, said,
I mean, they are losing money.
Further and announcing that we are allowing simulcasting on any live streaming service.
Well, he also went out and like flat out said, we are not giving big creators big contracts anymore. He straight up said this in plain English.
Philosophy has been, hey, we don't want to sign anyone exclusively. We want to just have people stream on all the platforms possible, and we think our platform's the best, so people will go to us anyway. The only people who've been signing exclusively has, of course, been Kick. We've signed quite a few people.
Honestly, like, when it comes to exclusivity, they're already very well known, so it's very hard to like replace it. Look at Twitter. Look at all the changes that happened with Twitter. Twitter went to, in my opinion, shit. And it's a cesspool. And yet, Threads is not replacing it, which was the biggest attempt of having something to replace Twitter. And there are a lot of other Twitter-like clones that no one is moving from, despite it being crap. Because people don't want a new platform. They don't want to change. They don't want to make a new account. They don't want to start over. They don't want to lose everything. So, yeah, Twitch, of course, can afford that because you have years. Like, you have years of people supporting you. You have years of having badges. You have a lot of incentives to stay on Twitch. You have a lot of incentives to stay with the company, despite things getting worse for others. Also, they're very good at the carrot on the stick thing.
Exclusively. I believe the last
one...
Wait,
Destiny is signed exclusively to Kick? I didn't know that. Is that true? And Train isn't signed exclusively to Kick either.
I don't think they said exclusive. I think it's just because they have a contract.
Exclusively. I believe the last one that I can remember was Nick Merckx back in October 2023.
Yeah, it was a couple of months ago.
Kick has kind of slowed down a bit. To be fair, they did spend hundreds of millions of dollars, so I get it, but slowed down. Now, the reason everyone has slowed down isn't because of live streaming itself has slowed down. I mean, quite the opposite. In the past year, it's been doing better than really since COVID. right?
Yeah.
If you look at this, January 2023, we had 2.4.
That's actually pretty impressive. I didn't know it's doing better than
viewers.
COVID.
Now we're up to 2.6
times
with also more live streamers. So it's quite a healthy scene. But why aren't people signing exclusive contracts anymore? What happened to these 10 million, 5 million, $100 million?
What do you mean what happened to them? Well, we all know what fucking happened to them. They signed somebody for $10 million and they make $2 million off of it. So they say, well,
it's just not profitable or sustainable. What do you mean? It's like it wasn't worth it as a marketing choice.
It's kind of obvious, right?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I agree with Asmongold there.
And the answer is that it's just not worth it for the companies. I mean, look, these companies are spending a lot of money, not on streaming exclusively, but on running a streaming platform. Twitch literally cut 1/3 of its staff. So it doesn't make sense to start paying for exclusive content because it hasn't really shifted on who
they
has
also
the
reduced Prime,
space.
Money that they give to creators. They're reducing a lot of stuff.
Years of this happening. Because when did Ninja sign over to Mixer? It was like 2019 or something like that. Like we've seen this happen for 4 years now. It's not like it's some kind of like untested, like paradigm. We know what this is. And also, like, the other problem is that a lot of streamers don't actually make very good content. They just have they have people that tune in and watch them regularly. But like the moment that you make that even a little bit difficult, then people just don't really care. And here's another problem, is that even if they were making good content, giving somebody a $10 million check basically tells them you're retired. So these people, they go over to the platform and they put in less effort than they did whenever they were doing it for free.
That is kind of true. Because, like, you know how they say you can be more... It's a double-edged sword. Sorry for the squeaky noises. My cat. My cat was walking over the printer. But yeah, you know how, like, they say when you're financially secure and stable, you kind of, like, have creative juices and, like, creative flow, and you're more prone to be creative and experiment and stuff. But the opposite is also true. Because you are financially secure and you have, like, your future secured, you can also become complacent. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I completely agree with that. It's like, yeah, give me $10 million. I will just honor my contract and do the bare minimum of my contract if I so choose to. Because why would I do more? Especially because you don't owe a company anything, really. Like, take Twitch, for example. Twitch doesn't make creators. They rent you an empty room. They literally just rent you a room. They're not like, well, you have this room. Do whatever you want with it. We don't market you. We don't promote you. We don't show you to anyone. We take 50%. And you have to do all the work to funnel people into our platform, to bring them over, to convince them. We're gonna dangle a carrot in front of you. And yeah, like, would I want to, like, work harder just because I have a contract with them? No, not really. Because they didn't do anything.
So that's a huge problem as well.
Well, hey, we don't need to sign anybody because people just think we're the best platform and will stream on our website has somewhat held true. I did a survey and I asked 30 of the biggest streamers in the world what the best streaming platform was. 28 said Twitch.
I was in this survey, by the way.
1 said YouTube and 1 said multi-streaming. Nobody
so he asked, I guess he asked himself, and he also asked Ninja.
To be fair, maybe I didn't ask the right crowd. The fact remains, I think that era is gone.
Maybe I didn't ask the right crowd.
YouTube has even said to me, hey, we're not going to sign you to another deal. Like, I'm currently signed to be a mostly exclusive streamer with YouTube. I can do some events on Twitch and YouTube, like I've talked about.
Probably a percentage.
But after this runs out, it's kind of done. And I don't think they're going to sign anybody else. I don't think they're just like, hey, it's done for...
I think it will happen again. And the reason why I think it will happen again is because we talked about this not happening again before it happened again. Because after Mixer fell apart, people thought that nobody would ever get big contracts again, and then they did. I think that really it just will take another, some sort of like a event that will cause a lot of attention
It's gonna
to
be a
live streaming
buffer
platforms
for
again,
sure.
or some sort of innovation in server computing space or something like that that makes live streaming much more profitable, like another catalyst, and you'll see this happen again.
For you, but we're gonna do some other people. I don't expect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Asmon on that, because saying like it's never gonna happen again, that's not necessarily true, because there are constant improvements in the field which will make it happen again, because there are going to be other people that are gonna dip their toes and they want to convince you. Like, speaking of, like, there's also like another adult streaming platform coming up just for VTubers, for example. Like, you know,
that's whenever I start streaming on Facebook, guys.
It could surprise me. We'll see. But I think that's mostly done. I think Twitch is the same. I don't think Dan Clancy wants to be in the business of paying people millions of dollars. I think Kick, although they have billions of dollars from stake and they could maybe sign some more exclusive contracts, I don't think they will be doing at least a lot of it, because it seems to be just kind of a money hole and a money sink, and they haven't gained much market share by signing all these people.
I think that I actually think that Kick has gained a tremendous amount of market share. Like, whenever I looked at a graph, it showed Kick at like 8% or something like that. It was like 6% of the market share. And to have a company that is in its first year have 6% of market share, I think that's really, really good. Like, you've got to keep in mind, like, Twitch has first movers advantage. They have Amazon behind them. Like, they have such a massive advantage. I was 3 or 4.
yeah, it's hard to like really compete.
Well, I mean, if it's 3, 3 or 4, like I thought it was like 6 or 7 or 8. But if it was only 3, like, yeah, it's probably not super great. But yeah, I'd have to go back and look at the chart. I remember seeing
I don't know their I don't know their percentages, honestly.
I think that they're doing fine. It's just that you can't expect to build Rome in a day. And it will take a very long time to build up a culture on a platform like that. The same as it has on every other social media platform.
I also think, like, the thing with Kick is it had a lot of negativity and a lot of backlash and a lot of issues to deal with. And as long as they can take from Twitch's mistakes and correct them in advance and make it a thing beforehand, I feel like a lot of people will regain its confidence in it. And if anything, they're just gonna multi-stream. Like, that's the thing. At the end of the day, people are going to multi-stream, and whatever platform has the biggest shift or the biggest response for them that gives them the biggest growth, right? That's the one that they're going to pick. Because at the end of the day, again, you don't owe a platform anything. Like, you don't owe them your growth. You don't owe them your success. You owe the people your success, the people that come to watch you. That's the people that you care about. And where they are, that's where you kind of want to be. If that makes sense.
So that whole ecosystem for creators is dead. It is gone. And I don't think it is ever coming back. And it gets a little worse for creators, because I'm a little bit concerned that this could long-term impact Twitch. Is Poki right to say that Twitch is a bit messy and it's regressing and it's not that appealing of a choice?
I think that Twitch being messy is a good thing. I think that Dan's approach to throw shit on the wall and see what sticks is a great idea.
He's so aggressive with the mic. I like how my chat is so focused on how he's holding his microphone. Chat, you gotta understand, okay? Newer generation needs the bling and the blang constantly moving, okay? So even when I'm like not doing anything, my ears are twitching, my jewelry is moving, I'm breathing, like, he has to have something like that. What else is there better to do than just grip that microphone like you want to give it some action, okay? At least he's not deep-throating it, true.
I think break things, see how far you can take it, and then scale back from there. I don't think that Twitch is messy at all. I don't think the nudity stuff matters at all. I don't care about that. Why would anybody care about that?
I don't think Twitch is messy.
Really does. The irony is that
like Now, what Asmon is saying is like, nobody cares about that. That's an obvious bait into him, into forming his opinion. But I do agree overall with what he's saying, that small events like that form a meta and then sizzle out are definitely not defining of a platform as a whole, especially not when it's Twitch based on its huge history. People still think of Twitch as a gaming platform. They still think of it as like the gaming live stream space. They think Twitch is for games, even though Twitch has moved away from being a gaming-only platform ages ago. There's still so many people, even though just chatting is more popular. Like, things are changing so much. And yeah, like,
If they spend less on big
no one cares about a fizzling thing.
Fund and improve the streamer platform and cut reduced ads to improve video experience, viewers would support the platform so much more than they do. It's really hard to say. I think the big problem right now is that I think that there are too many ads on Twitch. But the problem is that there's no user data that backs up what I'm saying.
I think the ads part is, there are too many ads on Twitch is such a weird take. Because, first of all, he's a creator, right? Second of all, Twitch is at a loss right now. And the way that they deal with it is with ad revenue. So, in my opinion, as someone that has like a fourth to a third, sometimes half of my income being from ad revenue, saying that there are too many ads is kind of like disingenuous, I guess. Like, it's weird, because yes, they kind of do need the revenue to be able to run all the stuff. Do I think ads are okay how they are? No. I think they could definitely improve it so that it's a pleasant experience for the consumer rather than in your face and covering all that you're talking. They have been experimenting with putting ads like being like on top of, like, overlaid over you as you're chatting and doing stuff, not being as disruptive, things like that. It's just the ad revenue market needs to adapt to the culture of live streaming. And they're not doing that. They're just paying for the ads to be pushed out, which annoys people. That and Twitch, their ad incentive program really sucks, because if you accept like a higher amount because, I don't know, it's December and you get paid more, you kind of like end up with this very weird thing where they want you to stream more and more ads. So scaling back to 3 minutes of ads is You are forced to do 3 minutes if you want a fair split of the income, though. Because I think it's 30% if you only have 1 minute of ads, and 55 if you have 3 minutes. Like, it's a crazy difference from a creator perspective of income that you get if you don't do 3 minutes. Hence why, like, is 3 minutes an hour too much? I don't think it is, personally. But then again, like, I sub to the people that I want to watch, and there's also Turbo. I'm like, Also, I live in a country where I'm privileged enough to say that I don't get a lot of ads, even when I don't sub to people. So it might be different for people living in the US, honestly.
Like, if you look online, you'll hear a lot of people saying this.
Yes.
But if you look at the graph, it's not happening. Like, these are complaints, but they're not actionable complaints. Like, Ludwig just showed the amount of people that are playing, or sorry, that are watching Twitch. And it's only gone up. And the ads have only gone up. Yeah. So it seems like there isn't the inverse correlation that people like to say, that, oh, the more ads you have, the less people will watch.
Yeah, like, that's another thing. That's a very good point, and it's happening in the gaming industry as well. Like, people complain that you have the head start where you pay extra. You pay $40 to start extra compared to other people. They complain about it, but they still pay. So, like, there's a lot of dissatisfaction with stuff, but people don't do anything about it. They just accept it. They grumble.
Seems like it's not happening.
Well, let's take a look at some recent news. Obviously, they had the layoffs.
But I think we have 20 minutes of ads on TV.
An update to several streamer payout programs. Now, I saw some people talk about this as if it was a good thing. They basically expanded the Partner Plus
Well,
program.
it is. How is it not?
Allowing people to get a 70-30 split. And before they had a 100K cap on that 70-30 split, they've removed that cap. That's mostly a good thing for people who are earning more than $100,000 a year. They just will be able to earn more money. They'll get more of their share.
More money.
But they also
money.
a change to the Prime subscription payout model. And this one's pretty fucking huge.
It is huge, honestly. Like, people completely disregarded that.
Gives you a Prime sub, it is a fixed rate depending on where in the world you got your Amazon Prime membership. So if you're a North American streamer and you have someone from the U.S. who uses a Prime, you now get a flat.
Bro, St. Pierre's getting fucked over.
Dude, look at Turkey, chat.
Like 45. They're getting goofed around.
People aren't talking about Turkey. Like, I was talking about Turkey the other day. Like, a Turkey and Ukraine Prime sub. That gets split with Twitch and taxes. So I'm like, yeah.
Round.
Yeah.
25 cents. When I streamed on Twitch, it would just count as a...
Bro, you can't even buy... Look at Turkey, bro. They're 9 cents.
I like how he commented after.
It's not even a dime.
Sub. So if I got a Prime, I would get 70% of that sub, $3.50. I mean, even if you got a 50-50, that would still be $2.50. Right?
Yeah.
And it's even worse if you have a lot of viewers who are outside of the U.S. Like, let's say you mainly stream to people from the U.K. You're only getting $1.80.
Oh, I see what he's saying. I get it. Okay.
Let's say
it's absolutely horrible what they changed.
E-girl streamer, and you stream content that is generally for maybe an audience who doesn't have a lot of pornography. So
he's talking about Turkey.
Live streaming websites. Turkey, as an example, you now get 9 cents per Prime.
Yeah.
And it makes sense on paper. I think Amazon.
To be fair, those girls never get Prime subs. They never get subs anyway.
Turkey's like $1 a month if you do the currency exchange. So they shouldn't be like hemorrhaging $2.50.
I'm curious how Asmon knows they don't get any subs.
Well, this is a huge fucking change. And I think most people are now going to be earning less money as a Twitch streamer because of this change in Prime.
I completely agree with that.
That's a really good point. Ludwig does make a very good point about this because
that's what I've been saying too.
Because if you were getting 70-30 up to 100K, that means that you would be getting $3 or a little bit more, $3 and I guess 50 cents. Yeah, $3.50 per Prime sub, and now you're getting $2.50 or $2.45 or something like that. So yeah, it's gone down a lot, and even at 50%, you would still be getting $2.50. So by nerfing primes and also removing the cap, you might also just effectively nerf everybody. Was it 225? Maybe dyslexia. Maybe I thought I read a 2.4, but yeah, it could be a 225. Either way, it's a nerf. It's a tremendous nerf because most people, like the amount of primers that I had were like 60 to 70%. So like you're taking, let's say you have 10,000
That's
subs.
a lot of Prime.
Well, that's $10,000 less dollars a month. That's a lot of money.
Like, even for me, I feel like Prime are like
who are part of the
half my subs sometimes.
That's a pretty small list. Most streamers aren't there, right? That's like 1,000, a couple thousand people.
Yeah, this is it's literally rich people problems. Like I never gave a fuck about this anyway. It's not worth, like, the amount of people that this really affects is like so minimal. Who gives a fuck?
Rich people problem.
Every month, most are going to be negative. That, along with a lot of people trying out YouTube because of this new non-exclusive thing that Twitch is trying to explore, I think might hurt them long term. For example, there's a lot of streamers who started streaming on YouTube who are doing really fucking well, like Moist Critical, whose viewership has skyrocketed on YouTube. He averaged about like 8,000 to 12,000 on Twitch. Now he averages like 15,000 to 25,000 on YouTube.
I feel like
it makes sense for him,
good
though.
Amount of viewership on Twitch, especially whenever he wasn't multi-streaming. And also, I think like Moist Critical is like kind of like, in my opinion, the worst example.
He is a bad example for this in a way.
He's like he is the #1 commentary YouTube content creator. He's #1 by a mile. And so because of that, obviously more people are going to watch him on YouTube because he's so big on YouTube.
Like he knows
Dub
he
Dub
has a big
similarly
audience there.
averaged about 10,000 viewers on YouTube at any given live stream.
Uh-huh.
We also have Tens, who's been live streaming on YouTube, and they've been doing incredibly well.
Good
and
for
even
him.
Point Crow, who right now is live streaming on YouTube to 2,500 people. On Twitch, he's at about 1,800.
Mm-hmm.
Now, live streaming...
Yeah, and I think all of those make sense. I think that if you have a platform that's based on YouTube, maybe it's a better idea for you to stream on YouTube, or at least simul-stream on YouTube.
But what he's saying as well, I completely agree with Asmon on like it's better to stream if you have an audience, but it's also better to stream on YouTube if you're trying to build yourself an audience and cater to YouTube, because like if you have a good plan on how you want your live streams to be, if they're like organized and you have like a topic and something, right? If they're not random and chaotic, you can have your live stream as a video afterwards permanently, which is really good. And that's the thing. Like for Poki, that's went into vlogging, and a lot of other stuff has been focusing more on like makeup, fashion, kind of like exploring and discovering things outside of just being a content creator that sits and streams video games and plays Valorant or Fortnite, right? It makes sense to go to YouTube because you want people that want to like kind of know more about lifestyle choice, and lifestyle on Twitch isn't big. Like it's definitely not big, but it is absolutely huge on YouTube. Like I've seen videos of people just literally blogging how their days are. They get 200, 300k views on those. That's a lot. That's a lot. Just for like showing that you're working and making food, right?
But for some people, like for me, I have like there are more people that watch me on YouTube than people that watch me on Twitch, but there's also a lot of people that watch me on Twitch, so I don't stream on YouTube as well. If I did, I'd be very curious to see what would happen. Like, maybe I should try this one day.
As someone that's been primarily on Twitch and has grown a platform on Twitch, I can definitely say it's better to start off on YouTube and start doing videos on YouTube and stream on YouTube and then transition to Twitch back. So for Poki, who's been doing like just Twitch stuff, right? Going to YouTube is for the future. It's investing in building something up that's for the future, because Twitch is now. Twitch is in the moment. Twitch is, if you're gone, it's gone. It's a fleeting moment. And that is, as a content creator, as someone that wants to have like certainties in life, right? It's very scary because as soon as you're gone, as soon as you're not around or go out of the habit of like being there and streaming every day or every other day, people move on, compared to YouTube where they expect the video and they watch it on their time.
Just as a test.
Like, excuse me, multi-streaming could be the meta. That could be the truth, and this would be great for Twitch.
Ninja was right.
But the reason people prefer Twitch is because, one, they have a lot more tools, so it's better as a creator to do the streaming.
Yeah.
But most lurkers, which is the bulk of all viewers, tend to prefer YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And unless Twitch offers more money via Primes, which is basically a subsidized subscription that Twitch...
I don't know if lurkers really prefer YouTube, but I do think that YouTube provides a better video quality experience.
I think they do.
I think that YouTube provides...
Because of that. Because of the quality.
Well, I was going to say also something about video quality, but like, again, just better video quality in general. Oh, less ads.
It's
so
also
like less interruptions from ads, and there's better video quality with like the ability to like more easily do playbacks, etc. So yeah, I think YouTube is better too.
Like it's also like the playback of YouTube is way better, and Twitch is annoying to try to go back and look at stuff. It's easier to put it on TV. It's also easier to like just search it up and have it appear. Like the interface, it's much nicer. So for someone that just wants it in the background to lurk, it's a much nicer experience on YouTube. Better quality and everything. Like, I can understand that.
Like a lot of times I'll have problems with a Twitch broadcast, and then I'll be like, ah, fuck, okay, I'm going to open this up on YouTube, and I do, and it works just fine.
Gives to the viewers. What is the point of streaming on Twitch? Like, the culture's amazing.
Ads.
But if you are making
the amount of money you make from ads, like I'll tell you guys, like you make so much money from ads, it's crazy. And then they have like ad incentive programs where they pay you to run more ads.
Yeah.
That's why everybody's running ads. You think everybody has to run ads? No, they're running ads because they're getting paid to do it. Like every streamer that's complaining, oh my God, I have to run this many ads. You have to run this many ads because you click the button that said, I want to run this many ads because you're going to give me $9,000. So like any streamer that's complaining about the ads, I don't know what to fucking tell you.
I mean, it is very true. It's like you are incentivized to run ads, but you are also like, it's basically you have to run ads to be paid, right? Hence why I said you need to run 3 minutes of ads to have a fair paying share. They do have incentives that go way beyond that, which are very tempting for a lot of people. However, those are literally opt-in if you really want to push the ads. But yeah, you gotta eat, man. Like, you have to make your income somehow.
Viewers on YouTube. Why will
I
people
hate
stick with
ads, but I
So
still
have
run
a
3
bit of a
minutes.
prediction, all right? If Twitch keeps going down this current trend, and that's a big
Yeah.
if they keep trying to cut costs, if they slash Prime even further, or maybe remove it altogether, I think we're going to see a big migration from people going from Twitch over to other websites. Not necessarily YouTube. But I've looked at the numbers. Here's Q4 hours watched for each website. You can see Twitch had a nice December, 1.79 billion. Still the big dog.
Damn.
YouTube Gaming, pretty fucking close, though, at 467 million
Well,
hours.
I don't think this is a fair comparison. Because if you look at YouTube overall live streaming, because YouTube Gaming, who gives a fuck about gaming? Like the biggest platform, the biggest section
That
in
is
Twitch
true.
is just chatting. Let's look at all of Twitch versus all of YouTube live streaming. Like, who cares about that? Like, YouTube blows them the fuck out. Even now. YouTube's not even trying and they blow them out.
Watched, right? Just about like a fourth of what Twitch had. Kick had a bit of a bump, 112, still there.
Yep.
And then what might
Still
be
there.
interesting
They're
is
still
also
hanging in.
Africa TV.
This is just
Because
Korea.
Twitch is going to cut all of their service.
It's not
This
just
isn't going to have
Korea.
any impact on anything.
February 27th.
It's not just
and
Korea.
Africa
It's
TV
every
is the
horny
second
person.
largest live streaming platform in Korea.
I think it's
So
Africa,
they
but
should see
yeah.
a huge bump in March. That'll be interesting to see. I want to look at these stats a year from now and talk about it. But that's the changing landscape. If anyone has lost their job in esports and is watching this, I hope you're doing good, man. It's devastating what's going on right now. It's changing everywhere. Everything's changing, but it's okay. It's
All
okay that things
platforms
change.
are
We will
actually
all,
changing.
Get through it together. I hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching. See you later. Goodbye. See, this has been your update on nerdy shit. All right, goodbye. See you later.
Nerdy
Okay,
shit.
so let's talk a little bit about this. wasn't even really about what Pokimane said. I'll look at a little bit more of that. I was hoping to talk more about that specifically,
Yeah.
and I will, but I want to cover some of this stuff first. So number one, Twitch viewership and YouTube gaming viewership, I don't really think is the same, because YouTube gaming, like Twitch, isn't just gaming. YouTube isn't just gaming. So
I don't agree with Asmon on this particular part in the sense that like YouTube live stream is a lot more about gaming because everything else, right? You have like behind the scenes and lifestyle stuff. I feel like everything else it flows better as a video or is done better as a video rather than a live stream. And YouTube also has the thing where people expect more polished content out of you. So I don't know if like just chatting is kind of okay-ish, but it's hard to do React stuff as well because like yeah, you have to worry about copyright, so you can't really do that as much on YouTube. And then you have like just chatting segments where like it's hard to leave the VOD up and running for people to find and search. And you don't want to mess up your algorithm with crappy search and crappy VODs from your live streams there. Or stuff that people would not click on. Not to mention, on YouTube, you have to put a thumbnail of what to expect. Like, you have to have a thumbnail for your live stream. So I feel like when it comes to YouTube, a lot of people aren't going to want to watch stuff that's not gaming because of that. There is a lot of kid stuff. Yes, there is also a lot of kid stuff. You're right about that. There's also like music with 24/7 lo-fi stuff that's very popular for people as well. Yeah, like music and kid stuff is definitely up there when it comes to live streaming.
Like, I don't really give a shit about YouTube gaming. I want to see YouTube live streaming as a whole, and YouTube live streaming is bigger. Kick doing what's the Kick viewership? It's like 112. Like, again, I think this is pretty good overall. For the amount of money that they've invested into it, maybe not, but I would say, like, given the infancy of Kick, this is a relatively
I'd say it's not bad
service so far. But I think that also people are not going to move over to Twitch, because Twitch has the two things that people want, streamers want. Number one, it gets you the most viewers, which Ludwig is saying is not true, but I think his frame of reference for that is a bit flawed, because he's using people who have
I don't think it gets you the most viewers.
Besides tens. I think this guy right here, this guy's a...
I completely disagree with Asmon on that take, and no, I wasn't struck by Baby Shark CK. But I completely disagree with Asmon on this one. Twitch doesn't bring you viewers. Twitch doesn't give you viewers. It's you as a content creator. It's you as a person. Like, Twitch does facilitate a lot of things, and a lot of, like, people prefer it. However, if you're a big enough content creator or a creator that is doing really cool stuff, people will follow you and will watch you where you are, because they want your content. They want to engage with you. And it's also about what audience did you cultivate in the first place, and what audience do you want to attract, and what audience do you want to have. Just blanket statement that, like, Twitch is better for, like, getting views is just false in my eyes.
Big YouTube content creator
who right now is live streaming.
Like, if we look at Point Crow, he's got
Twitch doesn't bring people to you. Twitch doesn't bring people to you. You bring people to Twitch. Like, that is all Twitch does, is gives you a room, and you have to market everything and have it funneled into your Twitch.
The 2,500 people on Twitch.
How many people does he have watching on here? How many followers does he have on Twitch? He's got 600,000. So it's like, it's obvious that he's going to have more people watching him on his main platform. So I still don't think that these are really good, like, references of, like, different amounts of people that are watching.
And, like, that's not necessarily true, because, again, people that followed him on a platform, and that just tells you that they prefer the other platform over this platform when it comes to watching stuff and doing stuff. Like,
but
I don't agree with his take on this one.
Right? And so yeah, we know from YouTube. Ludwig being biased? No, I don't think he's being biased. I think that he brings up good points. It's just that with every point there comes context. Like, he's I'm just explaining it in another way. It's not like perspective. He's wrong. It's just that, like, if you look at these people, this is going to have a perspective that is going to be different. Like, look at Doug, for example. Let's look. I'm not really familiar with his content. So let me just look this up real quick. With... So he's got 2.4 million subscribers. So of course he's going to go on there.
Yeah, like that. That's what I'm saying, right? You gotta pick the platform that fits your audience more, and where people discovered you and how they discovered you at the end of the day. Because people that want to experience, like, a movie-like experience, they don't want to interact, they're gonna prefer YouTube. People who want to constantly interact with you, they will prefer TikTok. People who want to just post and meme about and be part of something as a community will prefer Twitch. It's like, it really depends which platform you end up juggling. But I do agree, like, the video doesn't necessarily talk much about Pokimane, it just uses it as a clickbait, I feel like. we didn't really end up going into the whole thing, which is the whole reason why in the first place I clicked on the video. Because I was curious, like, people's takes on the Pokimane situation, which ended up not happening. But for my first Asmon video, honestly, like, very interesting to hear different perspectives and different sides of things, especially from someone that is a pretty huge creator. It was interesting. I do agree with him on a lot of things. I also disagree with him on a lot of things. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Thanks for recommending me this reaction. And I'll see you next time, YouTube. Bye-bye!